Hi, everybody. Am I really, really late? I don't think I'm that late. Am I late? Shout out to everybody in the chat. This is right in my face and it's bothering me. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hit that like button, please, and thank you. Let me greet everybody here. Hold up, y'all. This thing's about to start. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Look, my hair in the back is always so freaking crazy. I run a brush every once in a while. I don't brush my hair every day. It's not good for you. Do not brush your hair every day. It's not good for you. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Look, Wim's in the house. Welcome. Look at RoboKids like Barbs assemble. Look at this. Shout out to the Barbs. Who else is in the house? Jay, Susie Q, Ingrid, Pika Pika Pika, Little Wee Wheels 04. Welcome. Christina's in the house. Welcome. Oh my God. NJ55, NJS55. Welcome, everybody. Hit that like button. Shout out to everybody. Didi's in the house. Suzanne, Kitty Coo, Kat. Who else? Who else? Dizzy Destiny. Yo, yesterday was Dizzy Destiny's birthday, y'all. If you missed it, say happy birthday to our girl. Shout out to Dizzy Destiny. And by the way, she says she has arrived. Don't forget that on this channel, we don't announce departures. Like if you leave, oh well, you left. Announce your arrivals. How are you? Yes, everybody. Cat B's in the house. Everybody, Pika. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Baby K444, Gaslit. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Rabbit, I was about to email you about that warrant issued. Girl, I got it. Shout out to Vic. Let's see. Who else? Nurse Janice from the UK. Shout out to Nurse Janice. Mags, Cat B, Tammy. Hope you're doing well. Who else? Let me see if I can greet some of the people. Elsa's in the house. Greek Lady is here. Shout out to Greek Lady. Thank you for being here. Marissa Jacobs, Abuses of Scientology. Shout out to you. Kiss and Mooch is in the house. How are you, love? Okay, Olson is here. Ashley's here. Thank you. Oh, Ashley, feel better. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Feel better. Shout out to you. Junebug's here. Shout out to Junebug. Oh my God. Welcome, everybody. You guys, I hope you guys are doing well and having a great morning, afternoon, wherever the hell y'all are at. Shout out to everybody. You're in Russia? Oh, you're in Russia? Oh. I think we need to talk about the CryptoQueen. Let's get started with that. So, and I say this because she is, I believe, this is interesting news. Now, we've had the ketamine queen. Now we have a crypto queen, believe it or not. You're not in Russia? Shout out to y'all. Okay. A crypto queen. Now, I don't, like I told you guys, I am really lost about like crypto and stuff like that. Shout out to Sylvia, who has sent me information about cryptocurrency and what it is and what it isn't. But apparently it's a thing. So the FBI put a $5 million bounty on a crypto queen last year, but still hasn't found her. So take your pick. Russia, South Africa, or murdered on a yacht in 2018. So it's a thing, right? Her name is Ruja. I think it's Ignatova, disappeared in 2017. Okay. And she hasn't been seen since. And apparently, she is essentially, they're still trying to share this wanted poster of this crypto queen. You said you have no clue about crypto. Me neither. Me neither. And I have learned, we were talking about crypto when it came to Mr. Beast. So yeah, I'm a failed pessimist. I don't even know if I want to understand. I don't even think there's an age factor. I'm just so scared. Like, listen, between the banks having all our money, and then like mattress money, which I know is a no-no, but listen, you cannot go wrong when grandma told you keep your money under the mattress. Like I know that's horrible, but like honestly, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with that. So I found this to be interesting, and I want to talk about. We have a crypto queen now. She's been on the run since 2017, and it's July 2022. Ruja, the self-styled crypto queen behind a pyramid scheme called OneCoin, was placed on the FBI's top most wanted list, accused of defrauding investors of an amount estimated at between 3.6 and 4.5 billion. So she is the Bulgarian born, disappeared in 2017. Yo, she's not even in the States. I mean, she may be in an FBI list, but come on. You haven't heard from her in a while. Well, apparently she's making rounds again. I don't know if she's still defrauding the people, but like, you honestly think this lady's going to be in the US? Probably not. Probably no. You know, I'm just saying. I don't think she's going to be in the US. You said, I'll find her and I'll share the money. Well, listen, she took money, okay? So, and it keeps going. In June last year came a new development. The FBI increased the existing reward for 250,000 to a whopping 5 million. The FBI is offering 5 million for information that leads to her arrest. 5 million. Now let me say something. Are people still like the person that said that they were going to get that Luigi Mangione reward? Did they get that reward? Because I don't know if they did. Okay. You're talking about, so they went from 250,000 to 5 million to catch this lady. And then it's the FBI. I don't trust the FBI. Is that bad for me to say that? It's the truth. I just don't. Somebody tell me where she is. You know she is not in the US. I don't know. You know, you said the creators and early investors make money. Everyone down the chain makes less, and it's a pyramid scheme. I mean, that's what it sounds like. She is not in the US. That But I mean, the FBI gets $5 million for anybody that's willing to turn her in. How's that work? Okay, FBI. The question is why, and according to one of those who've spent the time investigating the story, it's all about turning the head of someone in the entourage. We examine some of her connections to organized crime groups, and many people believe that if Dr. Ruja, she's a doctor, she got a doctorate, okay, is still in hiding, it will be with their protection. And this is a journalist that wrote this in the BBC podcast series, The Missing Crypto Queen. 100,000 wouldn't persuade a junior member of a crime syndicate or a personal bodyguard to call the FBI hotline. Is far too risky, but 5 million just might, if they haven't yet. And this was back in like 2017. Happy Happy Heathen says, listen, I'm in Russia. I'll let you know if I see her. you know, you know, she's gone. Okay. You know, she's not like the lady is probably hiding in some island with where's Russell Simmons in Bali? She's probably in Bali. She's Baliing it up in Bali right now. She where there is no extradition. That's what's happening. That's what she's doing. Okay, she is somewhere warm with an umbrella and a tequila drink. Uh-huh. Now hold up, y'all. I gotta blow my nose. Let me get off camera real quick. Yeah, definitely offshore. Definitely offshore. Lady Jane Hudson's comment. I think corruption is like an individual thing. Like police are not all bad. Maybe some of the FBI. Mm, yeah, I mean maybe. Keep the money in the freezer, not under the mattress. Well, she's not in Scotland, says Tina. Shout out to Tina. Tina's like, right, but she's not in Scotland, y'all. Well, listen, check your areas. I think she would be somewhere tropical. Honestly, I mean that's if I was a crypto queen, I would be somewhere tropical. Okay. But then again, that's just my thought. Exactly. Somewhere where there's no extraditions. Does Brazil have extraditions? I probably would check Brazil. Let me know. Right. Not literally frozen funds. Oh my God. She is not, me and Taz said she's in Canada. Uh-uh. I disagree. When they protect the corrupt, they are too corrupt, says Mummy Brown. Money ain't gonna be worth anything pretty soon. This is a good point. What is money worth? You said in Cuba? You think she's in Cuba? I don't know. I don't think does Brazil I thought Brazil didn't have a extradition. Listen, fail pessimist says, Rabbit, I'll keep my money in my underwear. Ain't nobody gonna look down there for a while. Yo, Grandma Jima Hawaii, thank you. Aloha, shout out to you. So please play the devil's advocate. Go ahead. I need somebody to tell me why the crypto queen is okay being under the wherever. Like whatever your argument is, Chico, tell me. What is the devil's advocate in your argument here? Let it be known. Please, please, please. Right, right. Geez, let me go somewhere warm. Shout out to you. Alicia, stay warm. Shout out to you. Give it to us, Chico. Come on. Come on. Many places don't even accept cash anymore. That's true. Ooh, the Cayman Islands. Every time I think of the Cayman Islands, I think of like Escobar. I think of like, all those people out there that, are doing the most. There's probably a lot in the Cayman Islands. Shout out to everybody. Let me know. I'm waiting for Chico's argument, and then we got to move to Mr. Uncle Gene Deal. Okay. Chico says, preach it. Where's Chico? Did I miss a comment? What's the difference with this girl did versus our government and how they fuck us on daily? Because she hasn't been caught. See? Maybe that's the difference, right? The crypto queen hasn't been caught. And I mean, has she murdered anybody? I don't know. Nothing ever happened from the Panama Papers. These rich people are getting away with everything, right? I'm just saying. Right. I hope she scammed the ultra rich. Yeah, if you go scam somebody, scam the rich people, please. Don't scam the poor people. But typically the people that are poor are the ones that end up, fucked because they get scammed. Come on now.
Your boy Diddy, he back in the news.
We stop right here. Let's go back a little bit, okay? You have the Jane Doe who has been trending. Everybody's talking. Everybody's talking about this Jane Doe with Jay-Z. We've seen the drama and the back and forth with the attorneys. So then Gene Deal drops this interview with the art of dialogue, and basically says that the Jane Doe is lying. Because he was around when all of this, the time frame. And back then he said they didn't even use limos. They used SUVs to transport. So the thing about Gene Deal is shout out to Gene Deal, okay? But I do kind of I side-eye Gene Deal a lot because you already know how I feel. I'm like, you were in this industry. You've came here, you made your dollars. Shout out to him. That's not what I'm, side-eyeing. I'm side-eyeing selectively telling certain things. You honestly think that Gene Deal wasn't around when Diddy was doing different things, when Diddy was drugging and R-ing different people? I struggle with that. Yeah, he's entitled to his opinion and he lived it. He was there. I just wish that he would just tell it all, but maybe he's saving it for the courtroom. I don't really know. Yeah, I like his voice too. He sounds pretty chill. Shout out to him. Okay, so again, this is under fair use. Let me use my little banner. Listen to what Gene Deal had to say about this, okay? And I'm going to speed it up for the sake of getting to the point. Let's go to this one. Okay, here we go.
Man, how you feel about what him and Jay-Z being accused of?
Well, when I first heard the conversation, when I first heard the allegations, I said to myself, that's 2000. That's when I was there. And so I got to read what was said and how it went down and everything like that. And then first of all, I start seeing some inconsistency. But I don't want to, criticize the victim or the person that said that they was a victim. But some of the statements and some of the things that I heard was incorrect.
So he says here, some of the things that he heard from the Jane Doe are incorrect. Like Baby K says, look, I feel like he definitely knows more, and he has to be careful, right? Like let's be real, okay? If I don't want to go to jail, I'm not going to go to jail, right? So I'm going to be very careful about the things that I say. But one thing that has been happening is that people have been coming for folks that have been speaking out, and we're kind of like, well, you guys have been speaking out, but what has changed? Who could have been saved around this time? So there is a lot of side-eyeing of what he says. And not just him. There's a lot of other people, right? So keep that in mind. Let me hit play on this.
As far as I know what we did at that time, first of all, we did not use limousines. We used SUVs in 2000. You know what I'm saying? So when she said that it was a limousine that picked her up, or she went with a limousine driver, you know, I was kind of skeptical and wanted to hear more about her story. So now she said that the limousine driver, you know, got her in, but it's somehow she had to went to a gas station. And if you know that area, there's no gas stations unless you walk all the way up to 96th Street. That's like 40 something blocks. So I was like, all you had to walk to the west side, which is another 14, 15 long blocks.
Now, Gene, she said that she ran. So she had been drugged and AR'd by Diddy and Jay-Z, allegedly based on the lawsuit that's been said, okay? So if that is the case, okay, she ran to a gas station. I don't know how she got there, and from there she called her dad. We've talked about this. So Gene is kind of reacting to the information and basically saying, like, listen, there's something going on here with the story that she's saying.
And then you would have to know where you're going to find that gas station, because it's close to the West Side Highway. Unless you went all the way downtown, and then who gonna pick her up from that far away from the you know, the venue where she went to? So, and then about that, or well, the allegation said something about that she went with the limo driver. So did the limo driver drop Puffing them off or Jane them off, then came back and got her, then take her to the party? It was just a lot of inconsistencies. I was like, yo, first of all, we didn't even use limousines.
So here he says we didn't even use limousines. Now, some of you guys have said he wasn't, was he there during that time? I thought it was around the time frame that when did Gene, that's a good question. What was the time frame of Gene Deal's bodyguard, like when he was working with Diddy? Hold up. Let me see if I can find this. Bad Boy. I'm sure this is going to be somewhere out there. So Gene Deal worked as a bodyguard for Bad Boy Records during the mid to late 90s. So this was literally in 2000s. Okay. So was he there? Like, how would he know it was an SUV and not limos? You know, okay. All right. I mean, to me, it's like, well, Gene, you weren't there, were you? You said, Gene isn't telling the whole story either. I mean, I get it. Self-preservation. It's a lot of self-preservation that's happening, right? And I think he has to be careful too. Was it one of those long SUVs possibly? You know, like, yeah, like the long limo. I've seen limo SUVs too. That's a good question. Hold up. Let me see. Y'all remember when they would do like proms and you had like the long limo SUVs? Limo SUVs. Maybe that's what it was. Because I mean, an SUV is an SUV, but an SUV can also be a limo. Something like this, like that, you know? So if it was an SUV, was it like an excursion almost? Yeah, a car service might be the same as a limousine to a child. That's right. Keep in mind, she's 13, right, Jay? So keep in mind. So anything is possible in this situation. You said I took a limo to prom. Yes, and that's true. He had a real job. Bodyguarding wasn't his only job. Was not a full-time job. So, I mean, I kind of want to know a little bit more about this, but Gene said that, you know, it wasn't even the right car that they were using at the time. To me, that would make more sense that a limousine or an SUV limousine would be used at something like the VMAs. So, I don't know.
You understand? Bad Boy used SUVs. So I found those being real inconsistent on what the story she was talking about. And then for limousine driver who would know us, because our drivers didn't drive limousines, how you gonna tell somebody to get in the party? He had to go through security for that. And that just wouldn't have happened. That wouldn't happen. So I don't want to beat up the victim or the person that says that they are a victim, but I know for myself, there's a lot of inconsistencies in what she was talking about regarding her being with somebody from Bad Boy, getting into a Bad Boy party, you understand, with a limo driver that we didn't even know.
What do y'all think? What do you think? You said he was going to open his chauffeur services for famous drinkers, says Storm AF. Probably an Escalade, like the big, yeah, Escalades were pretty big back then, right? I thought a distinction between SUV and limo SUVs was how the back passenger area is set up. Limos aren't all Cadillacs, right, Don? Good morning, Adrian. Shout out to you. I do wonder about this. You said Gene has been backtracking ever since Busby said he's going after security guards also. Well, has Gene see, and I'm surprised that Gene hasn't been named in anything. Maybe Gene didn't have anything. Maybe he's fine. I don't know. Maybe what do y'all think?
So, not trying to beat up, not trying to save Jay or Diddy. But me personally, I didn't believe her story.
I mean, that says a lot coming from you being somebody that worked for Bad Boy at that time.
Well, right. I mean, it does. Now, hold up. You said Escalades. Now, Escalades was a thing too back then, because y'all remember the Escalade songs? There was a lot of songs that had Escalades in it. You said Gene ain't 100% innocent. A lot of people don't feel like he is. I'm wondering too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just telling you what I think. All around, right? All around. Now, so Escalades. What about Hummers? I don't think, was Hummer a thing back in the early 2000s? Let me know. Okay, station wagons were a thing back then. I saw limos all up through the California back then. I don't remember Hummers as much. I mean, I don't know. Y'all said yes, yes, yes. Okay. See, Escalades, I remember. Excursions, I remember. Limos, I remember. Fancy station wagons. Yeah.
So what it says is that these people got to understand that there were people that was around, and then some people like myself, whether good, bad, or indifferent, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell what I know, no matter what somebody else feel. You understand? And I ain't super save Puff. I ain't super save Jay. You understand? I'm not doing that, but I am going to tell the truth. You understand? Regarding at that time when I was around, that we did not use limousines. There's no limousine driver gonna come to security and get nobody in no party at all. You understand? At all.
You personally, do you believe her?
My personal belief is that I can't say what happened to her, but regarding the allegations that she made and the picture that she painted, I don't believe what she was saying.
Oh.
And being 13 years old, you know, that's happening, walking around the streets of New York. I think they said she was from Alabama or something like that.
Yeah, something.
Well, she's living in Alabama, but at the time she was, I think, Rochester. That's where she was at. So yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Nah, bro. Not walking the streets of New York, finding a gas station. Nah. People in New York who've been in New York all their life can't find a gas station. You understand what I'm saying? They can't find a gas station. It's about, unless you go below 34th Street, is about 2 gas stations in Manhattan.
Yeah, but like, this is okay. Let me think out loud. All right. So like Reba said right here, shout out to Reba. It says, maybe it's a term she used. Yeah. Maybe she's a limo, a car, a fucking, I mean, I think if she had said it was a horse, we would have like, it would have been like, girl, a horse, you know, that'd have been different. But I don't know if the car necessarily makes a difference at this point. The fact, a location to me, like when she said that if the house doesn't exist the way she described it, then I'd be like, yeah, you the house, you know, it's not really how you described it. I would be side-eyeing the information a little bit. Are there discrepancies in her story? By her own admission, yes. You know what I mean? But like the car is not a really big deal for me, because a limo, an excursion, a fucking Escalade, all these things can be limos too. But if she had said it was a horse, then I'd be like, girl, no. Like then we know that didn't happen, because nobody, you know, rode on a horse at the VMAs in the 2000s. That I remember when I watched it. You said, yes, it's annoying that they're picking apart the smallest part and thing of the story rather than the important stuff. Right. And I think part of it is like a social media thing. You know what I mean? You said, I was obsessed with Bad Boy at the time and they were still in limos. Well, what did Diddy and J-Lo arrive in? Did they arrive in a? See, that's a good question. Since he's saying this, I bet we could probably find this on the internet. What did Diddy and J-Lo arrived in when they arrived to the VMAs? I bet we could probably find some information about that. I'll look into it a little bit.
One on the east side on 1st Avenue, one on 12th Avenue, a mobile station and a Shell station. And you got to know exactly where they had to find them things. And there's no way from her walking from the VMAs and to what she said she walked to a gas station and everything.
No,
nah, bro.
She didn't walk to the VMAs to the gas station. She was dropped off at the VMAs. See, Gene, you're twisting the words. She was dropped off at the VMAs by the 20-year-old who has since passed away. She was ordered at the house and then she left, okay? She didn't have all her clothes and ran to the gas station, how far that gas station was from Diddy's location, okay? So, yeah, I mean, I feel like he's kind of twisting words here, but just letting y'all know.
I think they got to pick up a better story. So to answer your question, do I personally believe that she went to a gas station, she got with a bad boy driver that was in a limousine? Nah, not a bad boy driver, not at all.
If you remember, what do you recall from that night?
Well, what I'm trying to say to you is this, is that if it was a VMA party and Puff Wolf was dropped off or whatever like that, it's not a what you call, it's not it wasn't a limousine, bro. I don't remember much about that, but I do remember the fact that we did not use no limousines.
He doesn't know.
You asked me what I think about it.
Yeah, I don't think he could know that. He can't know that for sure. You know what I mean?
I'm listening to what her dad said about it. Her dad said it never happened. Dad said he never had that situation where her dad didn't even believe this.
No, Gene, Dad never said that. Dad said he didn't remember. Those are two different things. He never said it never happened. He said that if it had happened, he would have remembered something like that. Doesn't mean it didn't happen, Gene. Gene. Y'all, listen. We know what Dad said. He said he would have, if something like that were to happen, and I agree. If your kid, if your 13-year-old child, you had to drive 5 hours to pick up your child from a gas station, barely clothed, probably distraught, drunk, and hard, we would have, those are things that you would remember. But I don't know if the dad hit his head. I don't know if the dad is a drunk. I don't know if the dad is a drug addict. We don't know anything about the dad. Okay, we don't know. He could also have some type of disability that he don't remember shit. Okay, but he never said that it never happened. Gene, you gotta listen, Gene. Your words are everything here.
The story. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody being 13 years old and being able to travel around New York like that. She said her dad picked up, but he don't remember or recall none of that.
Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I can't be mad at him. He came out and told the truth. It's a story that she made up. I believe him more than I believe her.
Oh, hold up. What do y'all think? Right, Leah, like I get that. There's definitely some things here that you're like, as a parent, you would remember this thing, but we don't know. I don't know the dad. I'd like to understand a little bit about why he wouldn't remember. Maybe he has his own stuff going on. But driving 5 hours to pick up your kid, I would remember, because it would be the punishment of the century for my child. The fuck? You left the house and didn't come back, get dropped off. Oh, I would remember. But then again, I'm also not that father, and I don't know what their familial situation looks like. They could have a horrible relationship. They could just, I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking. Listen. The more he's speaking, the more upset I get. Sit down, sir. You know not. You think he's disingenuous? We're doing the interview and clout paycheck. I mean, Primal, everybody got to get paid. People are going to do different things to get paid. Shout out to Sister Soul. Thank you, love. I think he's taking a lot of liberties with other people words to say about what happened, right? You said, she goes like, Gene, sit your ass down before you end up in the slammer too. You know what, baby K? I want to know too. I mean, somebody let her borrow the phone at the gas station, right? So you're right. Like, I want to know the person who took her there. I mean, all of this, all the memory that she has about this, and other people don't remember. I don't know. I don't know. Lady Jen says, I don't know. I think he might have reasons to make the narrative be a certain way. Who knows what he's been involved in? Now, here's the deal, though. Remember, in the lawsuit, in Spiro's motion, he said that dad is going to be part of the defense. So, does that mean that even though this man's memory is hazy, he's somehow going to assist the defense? He can't assist the daughter, but he can assist the defense. To say what exactly? That he doesn't remember? That he doesn't know? That it didn't happen? What exactly would that be for? If it isn't to just discredit her. So, I mean, to me, that said a lot about kind of where things were at. Okay. Now, I don't know how I missed this yesterday. I did miss this yesterday. But, excuse me, I still got to clear my damn throat. Here we go. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Can you guys do me a favor and hit the like button? It is free 99. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, you have arrived late. Shout out to Don. Says, I've arrived late, but you have arrived. Shout out to you, love. Speaking against his daughter, sums it up, says Nebulous. All right. Hold up. The dad could also have some kind of disability. That's true. That's true, Carol. Duko says, I know what I was like as a teen, and I know my parents' memories are now. I can honestly see both sides as being truth or false. I'm going to wait to see what plays out in court before I take sides. Aduko, I'm there with you. I am waiting to see what court says and how things play out. If I was a bad parent and didn't care about my kid, would I admit to my child being gone all night without my knowledge? Probably not. I'm sure as you get older, I don't want to admit to being a bad parent or having bad things. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to do that. You're right. You said Busby should be able to discredit him if that's the case. There you go. There you go. Okay. You said will he tell the truth on the witness stand? That's a great question. Shout out to everybody. All right, y'all, hit the like button. Okay. Yeah, I think we're all waiting for court. So we talked a little bit about Natalia Grace. So she gave like this exclusive, and I missed this. I didn't even realize that this had happened too. Sorry, y'all. So this is the actual interview, and I think we watch bits and pieces of it, right? So 3 days before Christmas 2023, the Ukrainian orphan Natalia Grace, who's 21 now, she's not a child, who has a rare form of dwarfism, escaped her adoptive family in the middle of the night. When you watch the series, you see it concludes that way, that she has ran away from after, all of this abuse from the other family who made her change her age and, all the crap that she went through. She found another family and it looked like she was doing well. And then at the very end of this season, we're left with like a cliffhanger that basically says, she's not doing well. This other family is not a good family. And so there was a lot of social media back and forth that was happening. Natalia was doing the most, yada, yada, yada. So here we are. There's going to be a new season that drops mañana. And we're going to be watching it and reviewing it, okay? Reviewing it. I believe it's on, I think it was Discovery. I know I watched it on like HBO. So watch it so you and I could talk about it in a live, okay? Shout out to everybody. All right. So here it is. In this week's People cover, Natalia reveals the great lengths she went in order to gain control of her life after her parents, Bishop Antoine and Cynthia Mans, the new parents, who legally adopted her in June 2023, were accused of controlling her and forbidding her from contacting outsiders. Now, I believe this is the family that so this is the old parents right here. There's the mugs. Okay, this is Michael, and he is very much unapologetic, finds himself to be the victim of Christine. And so they kind of all, they're all victims here. They didn't mean to make Natalia change her age whatsoever, okay? Make her live in her own little house, right? And so then she gets adopted by like another family, right? and that would be Bishop Antoine. Let me see if I could pull a picture for you guys. Okay, Bishop Antoine Mans. Here it is. I think this is them right here. Yep, this is them. Get adopted by them. And I mean, I thought the way that it had concluded, everything was fine, right? She had found happiness, and then suddenly she's cutting ties. Natalia's cutting ties with these people too. I always have to kind of, in an adoption, okay? And now, let me know what you guys think about this. See, I worked in social services for 10 plus years, okay? And the office across from me was where a lot of the foster care and adoptions was happening, okay? So there are people that, like, you know, kids will age out of the system. They age out at the age of 21. Different states are a little bit different. But Natalia is somebody that basically was adopted as an adult to a certain degree, like readopted as an adult to the Mans. So I always kind of have to wonder about that, because do adoption parents do get a stipend, and they get, you know, support, especially if it's a young adult with some level of disability. And I think that hers would have fallen under that at that time. So they get stipends, they get a bunch of things. I would like to think that that's not the only reason why they adopted her, but knowing the issues that she had and her history, I always have to wonder, why are we adopting at this time? You got $50, so everybody's a little bit different, right? So I do wonder about this. Maybe they felt it in their heart to adopt her. I'm not really sure. But at the end of the day, she fell out with this family too. Now, could she also have her own reactive attachment issues? Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. We said, yeah, very much so. She could also be having her own issues. If that is the case, then if she has that type of thing going on, that is a lifelong issue that she's going to have to deal with for the rest of her life. Absolutely. Hold up, y'all. Baby bunnies protesting. It's a very interesting case. Okay, so let me keep going. So Bishop Antoine and Cynthia Mans, who legally adopted her in June 2023, were accused of controlling her and forbidding her from contacting outsiders. In the new final chapter, Natalia's Saga, The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, the final chapter, which premieres January 6th and 7 on ID and Max. So I'll be watching for sure. We'll see that after being legally adopted, Natalia joined the Mans in their religious lifestyle and helped to care for her 10 siblings while living with the family in Indiana and then later in Tennessee. So this is the Mans. They got a lot of kids. And I do wonder if they're all like adopted children, right? Which somebody like Rads, if she's got reactive attachment disorder, being around siblings is very tough. Oh, yeah. Her attachment around siblings is going to be like sometimes they recommend that kids with Rads, they have maybe like another sibling, but no more than, there's like a certain number, because, you know, it's very easy to get overwhelmed. Self-sabotaging is a thing that does happen. Thank you. Yep. Attachment and abandonment disorders are very difficult, and 99% of the kids in the system have them. Thank you, Kim. That is so true. Very, very true. And so for her, Natalia, it would make sense that this to me was bound to happen, that she was not going to be very successful in a family full of 9 siblings. That's a lot of siblings, okay? And it's not to be mean, but it's the reality of it when there is something like Rads or any type of attachment or abandonment disorder happening. And Natalia is definitely one that has had them, okay? So on the docuseries, several witnesses, including neighbors and friends, claims to have seen the Mans whip Natalia with a belt, slap her in the face, lock her in a room, and assault her. Oh, man. So that sucks. Let me see. The Bishop Antoine was the one that was sitting next to her, him right here. was the one that was sitting next to her when she was getting her DNA test, when she was getting her age test, because remember, they had changed her age and basically said that she was not a child, that she was not a child, that she was an adult. And so they were able to do some DNA testing. Bishop was actually the one sitting through the first series. So now everybody's speaking out against Bishop and his wife. Oh man, this is going to be very interesting. Okay. So, slapped her in the face, locked her in the room, and assaulted her. The mans and their lawyers did not respond to people's efforts to reach them. And Natalia declined to confirm or deny incidents multiple times. And again, you know how many children they have here? If that is shown out there that they were beating her and there's witnesses, these kids are going to be without any foster parents. They're probably going to get removed. If they're in a system that's very reactive, these kids are going to be displaced. Does that make sense? So when somebody makes an allegation and there's 10 kids in there, honestly, they're going to have to investigate everybody, and they might have to refoster various kids. That's what happens. Like, they don't play with things like that. Yeah. So until they investigate, they'll remove them all and ask questions later. That's how the system is. It's very reactive. It's gotten better, but it's still very reactive. Okay. So unfortunately, even if they were all doing well and they really liked Antoine and Christine and all this other stuff, right? I think that's her name. I'm thinking about the other lady. Cynthia. Bishop and Cynthia, if they really like them, those kids are all going to get rehomed. That's how it is, unfortunately. But just letting y'all know what's going to happen, okay? All right. So let me make myself smaller. So the mans and their lawyer did not respond to people's efforts to reach them, and Natalia declined to confirm or deny the incident multiple times. After 10 years together, Natalia had enough. With the help of her boyfriend, Neil, whom she met on Facebook, she reached out to Nicole DePaul, 49, and an old friend who, with her husband, Vince, 51, had tried to adopt Natalia in 2009, but were turned down, and devised an elaborate escape that took months of planning. So is this series going to be about Natalia escaping the mans? After 10 years together, Natalia had enough. With the help of her boyfriend, Neil, whom she met on Facebook, she reached out to Nicole DePaul, 49, and an old friend who, with her husband, Vince, 51, had tried to adopt Natalia in 2009. Oh my God. And they made up a plan so that she could escape the mans? Okay. In late 2023, Nicole and her daughter, Mackenzie, 19, drove from their home in upstate New York and secretly picked Natalia outside of the church in Nashville. Natalia was nervous about the ramifications of leaving her adoptive family she'd known over a decade, but ultimately knew it was the right decision for her. That the last thing I told my sisters were, you guys go ahead to the church sanctuary and I love you, recalls Natalia. And then I saw the DePauls pull up and Mac jump out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's actually here. My heart started pounding. I was terrified. I was completely terrified. So this is them. So does Natalia live with them? Oh, wow. Hold up. Let me put this ad down. Wow. See, I didn't know this piece, y'all. This series is going to be very interesting. I'd like to know about this. And the mans haven't responded to any of this. Oh my gosh. No, abuse of Scientology, it happens every time. You don't even know. Sylvia's like, I'm in the corner. Sylvia, somebody let Sylvia borrow a crayon. And she writing down, I will not be late to the live stream. But abuse of Scientology, this is so true. Like, yes, I agree with this statement. Many, many times. She's at 21 now. So at some point, she doesn't need to be adopted anymore, right? Like, doesn't the adoption thing stop? But see, I don't know too much about adoption laws. So they could be very much different in different states. Okay. But Mommy Brown, I think you're right. I know you guys are asking about that. Okay. Okay, hold up. Since then, she's lived with the DePauls, who, like Natalia, are little people and enjoy a sense of stability, love, and care. Her new family has helped her get into therapy to cope with her trauma, her past trauma. Nicole, who says she has no plans to legally adopt Natalia, so she's not legally adopted, confesses that while their life together today is usually harmonious, there are times when they don't get along. Ooh. At first, it was bumpy because the mans were still involved. They were calling Natalia constantly and trying to wheel her back in, says Nicole. Nicole tells People. It was just this constant thing where we were walking a fine line of not doing too much. See, she just came from this house that basically was ruled by a dictator, and I didn't want to tell her what to do. She also never done one violent thing ever. Nicole continues. Our dogs love her and they sleep with her. I'm an animal lover. If I didn't trust her, I wouldn't leave my babies with her. Oh, there's also a judge of character as well. Adds husband Vince. We're trying to guide Natalia, not control her. She's super sweet. She wouldn't hurt a fly. All right. Okay. Based on what we know so far, do you think this is going to work with the DePauls? I'm going to tell you something. I hope that it does, but she's already old enough. She's not adopted, okay? So she doesn't need to be in this living situation. She just happens to be there, right? But I could see a situation where they don't get along and they move out. Like she just moves out, or I don't know. Like something tells me that this is going to be temporary. Does that make sense that I'm saying that? You don't think it's going to work, Sarah? I said, no. This is a living situation. So basically she's a tenant. Yeah, she's like a tenant, right? That's a good question. Like, what are her responsibilities? Does she pay rent? Does she have to pay rent? Like, does some of her, whatever she gets, does she pay rent? Does she have to clean up after herself? What does she have to do to sustain this? Let me tell you, there's a saying in Mexico. Some of you guys speak Spanish. El muerto apesta el tercer día, right? Basically that, and it's a weird saying, but it's a dead person stinks on the third day, right? Meaning that typically if you're staying at somebody's property for so long, you got to figure out a routine because you start stinking up the place. And not in a bad way, but this is a Mexican saying that we say to basically say that everybody has to pull their part when it comes to things like this. Right. So I don't know, Aduko. Maybe they're their like a life coach. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I was saying yesterday too, that um she needs a life coach, somebody who can coach her through daily things like this. And I'm imagining that their home is like, you know, really accessible to things like counters and stuff like that for her to get around. Ajá, el arrimado y el muerto a los 3 días apesta. Pretty much. Pretty much. Adrian, say it in English, please, in the chat, please, and thank you. So, because you could probably translate it better than I just did. But this is a saying that we have in Mexico where it's like, if you're staying at somebody's house for a certain amount of day, typically 3 days, you got to get your shit together and figure it out. Let's see. Yeah, like life coaches need, the life coaches need life coaches sometimes. Yes, sort. I agree. I agree with that statement. Okay. So they're trying to guide her. So they're like a guide to her, which I think is good. And they're not trying to control her. She's super sweet. Okay. And she wouldn't hurt a fly. Now, although there have been ups and downs over the past 2 years living together, so they've been living together for 2 years, such as the time Natalia secretly recorded them in their home. Huh? Secretly recorded them in their home? Although there have been ups and downs over the past 2 years living together, such as a time Natalia secretly recorded them in their home, but those disruptions are to be expected, Nicole says, explaining that Natalia has been diagnosed with reactive attachment disorder, better known as RADS. We did say this. It's a behavioral condition common in children who, like Natalia, has spent their time in an orphanage. Now, she's not a child. She's definitely an adult now. But yeah, so she is recording them. I bet we're gonna see some stuff on social media, like if there's another fallout. And B. Chebecki's right. The dead and the freeloaders stink after 3 days. That's true. 2 years. She should be independent now. Well, I'm saying like any money that she should be getting, maybe helping her, get her own little place, but maybe she can't live alone. Maybe she needs somebody with her. Maybe she's scared. I don't know. There's more to this for sure. What do you guys think? Okay. Did she probably do weird things in the past? Yeah, Nicole says. But when you take in a child, you take that child as your own. You don't just get rid of them when they don't fit into your puzzle. Okay? Natalia says she's always loved the DePauls and wishes that she could have been she could have seen them more growing up. But according to Nicole and Vince, the Mans wouldn't allow them any contact. Today, Natalia is studying for her GED and dreams of one day being a school teacher. She's learning to drive. She listens to Taylor Swift and Miley Cyrus on repeat and is planning an upcoming surgeries that are required for her disabilities. She's also found love with her boyfriend Neil and is ready for her next chapter. It's a blessing to be alive today because looking back at my 7-year-old self, I would have been dead. I should have been dead. Learning everything that I have about how to live with dwarfism, it's been a great experience, she says. I love it. I mean, of course, I still miss my siblings and everything, but I love it and I feel free. Oh, man. I think she would still have like some services for sure, for sure. Like, even if she thought she wasn't a child, they should have waited to prove that testing, right? That in this whole case is so off. Right. Steph, like they have rehabs and group homes for adults to learn independent living. So, I mean, it sounds like they've had their ups and downs and they're willing to kind of go through it and learn through it. She learned that from Christine and Michael. She grew up with them recording her constantly. So it's like mirrored behavior. So she records this family. But I think that there's probably some level of self-sabotaging that was happening. And that's why maybe she's doing it too. Like she's self-sabotaging. That does happen. We talked about that here. More common than not. Now hold up, y'all. Let me see if I have my other articles ready. I think it's this one. Okay. What do y'all think? Let me know. So y'all gonna watch it with me? Let me know if we're gonna watch it together so I can review it. It starts tomorrow. You know how you guys I am on documentaries. As soon as it drops, I'm watching it. So I might review it before some of you guys watch it, but at least you'll have a video to talk about it and be in the comments and everything. So again, it's on Discovery and HBO Max. I'll be watching. Okay. Welcome. Shout out to you guys. Thank you. Now, did y'all hit the like button? Please and thank you. Allison, you're waiting for Club Shay Shay on Cat. I think that drops today or tomorrow. Yeah, Rabbit. I don't wait. Hello. Vic knows. I don't wait. I don't. Listen, I'm the person that's like, are you ready? And if you're not ready, I'm leaving. Let's go. Get on the bus or I'm out of here. I'm out of here, girl. If you're not ready, you don't got your shit ready, I'm out of here. Bye. So it's like, remember, I'm late. I know we didn't wait for, did we wait for, you might have arrived, but we didn't wait for y'all. We have to start. We have to go. Vic knows. She's been modding for me long enough. Vic knows freaking how. Vic, you've been a mod for how many years, Chico and Pika and Cheeks? There's people here that have been mods for a couple years, just so people are aware. They know how I do. I'd be waking up in the middle of the night watching a documentary and ready to talk about it tomorrow. And they're like, we didn't even watch it yet. Okay. And right. You know it. Oh my God. All right, y'all. Did I tell y'all to hit the like button? Welcome. Okay. So apparently this dropped yesterday. Dun, dun, dun. And now this has been the trending talk of just about everything. Okay. So Nicki Minaj, prosecutors weighing in criminal charges after former manager files lawsuit. Now, here's the deal. Y'all know that I have a thing about TMZ because TMZ is dishonest as AF. Okay. Like, let me just put it out there. Dishonest. Dishonest. TMZ is dishonest. It is what it is. And sometimes I feel like TMZ will target certain artists. I definitely feel like TMZ will target Britney Spears, and I definitely think that they'll target Nicki Minaj too. Certain artists and certain celebrities they'll target, the ones that they feel like they can pick on, based on a fan base. So I always kind of have to weigh in the way in which TMZ delivers information because I don't know. Okay, so they're saying that the prosecutors, if you guys remember yesterday, we talked about a lawsuit from a former manager who basically says he was assaulted by Nicki Minaj, former manager. Okay. And it was an assault that happened. Then he was stranded. And so the manager filed police reports when he got to his hometown, I guess. And so this story broke yesterday, and that was the lawsuit. But now we have a situation where we actually could have, I believe the news was there was an arrest warrant for Nicki Minaj. And everybody's talking about it currently, including Nicki Minaj may face criminal charges over alleged battery lawsuit. This is Hip Hop who's also talking about it. Nicki Minaj may end up facing criminal charges over the alleged incident cited by her former manager, Brandon Garrett. In his lawsuit against her, according to TMZ, Detroit police have requested a warrant. Now, that doesn't mean that she's going to get arrested. It's just a request for a warrant, okay? From the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. In Garrett's lawsuit, he claims that Minaj allegedly got physical with him after learning he had sent someone else to pick up one of her prescriptions. Are you fucking crazy? We read this part yesterday, okay? And she basically makes a threat and says that her husband would have, killed him or whatever. And this is back in an April 2024 concert in Detroit. And there might have been a couple witnesses to this, including Deb, who is Nicki Minaj, I think another manager of hers. Garrett claims that he fled the room and hid inside a restroom at Little Caesars Arena for hours while fearing for his safety. Okay, so when TMZ first broke the news of Garrett's lawsuit, Minaj's attorney basically made a statement, said that they had no idea about the complaint, but therefore they were unaware of it. But if there is a complaint, they're denying all the allegations, which is typical of any defense attorney or representative, right? They're not going to say, yes, we did it. So that has been the breaking news, and it's still kind of circling all over. People really think that Nicki Minaj is going to jail. I don't know if she is. I guess we'll leave that to the prosecutor's office, but just because there's a warrant doesn't necessarily mean that there'll be jail, if that makes sense. Lawsuit sources tell TMZ that Detroit police have sent a request to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office that is being reviewed to determine whether criminal charges will be issued. To be determined. But it will fall to the prosecutor to decide if they file charges. Okay? It's up to them. But honestly, I guess we'll find out. Doesn't mean that the lady's going to be locked up right now, today, right away. Okay? But I just love it how freaking I think TMZ likes to target Nicki Minaj. That's just my opinion. They're very particular about artists that they target, and Nicki Minaj is one of them. And that's something that I've noticed. I don't know if anybody else has noticed it. Maybe it's just me, but I have noticed that. Okay, I'm trying to click on something so I can show you guys another piece of news. And this is another piece of news, y'all. Okay? Hit the like button so we can get going with this news, okay? Exclusive. Feds make plans to reveal Diddy's co-conspirators. Do you think the feds are going to reveal the co-conspirators? Diddy's co-conspirators out of everything? I have a lot of questions about this. Anyways, so apparently this dropped yesterday as well. Federal prosecutors are planning to reveal co-conspirators in Sean Diddy Combs' racketeering case this March. You think so? That would be like, how are they gonna, like, is it gonna be like what's the word? A superseding indictment type of situation where it's like co-conspirators are now mentioned, and this is how we all know. Ooh. All right. So if there's co-conspirators, who do you think they are? Put them in the chat. Who do you think the co-conspirators are if there's co-conspirators? Put them in the chat. I want to know. That's how they would do it, right? Like they would have to add them to the indictment. It'd be a different indictment, that type of situation. All right, put some name. Oh. Christine. Christine. Oh my God. Kim Kardashian. Okay. His sons. You said the devil is a co-conspirator. Oh my gosh. Look at you guys. Y'all are messy. J-Lo and Jay-Z. Snoop. Will. Oh my God. Y'all be thinking you guys are repeating names. ZB, is that Jay-Z? Wim's like, well, it's not gonna be me. I'm not a co-conspirator, rabbit. Shout out to you. You think it's definitely gonna be security guards and associates. You know, what about that Christina Koran? Christina Koran was the manager. She was the one that was around a lot of this shit too. She has not been mentioned in a lot of this. So I would like to know. Let me know. All of them, there's so many. Security, J, B. Oh my God. Okay. Everybody that works for them. The TriStar crew. Naomi, not Oprah, Naomi Campbell. You guys are gonna put Tyler Perry in there too? Oh man. No. Okay. I personally think they need more evidence, so they're playing games. Well, they're playing a lot of games. Steven, somebody take away Steven's Wi-Fi. Steven just said that the co-conspirators is going to be Johnson & Johnson products. Hold up. Steven, no, Steven. No. Steven, this is for you.
Stop it. Get some help.
No, Steven. Not the baby oil. Shout out to Steven, yo. Okay. Yeah, all is alleged and for pure entertainment. Please don't take me to jail. I am not. Please note that I am not a co-conspirator of any of this. Okay? I'm not the co or the conspirator. None of this. We didn't do it. All right? And everything that I say is alleged. Okay. All right. I know Steven been kicked off the internet now. Steven, someone give Steven a taco. That's right. Shout out to Steven. Okay. Oh my God. Just the tea, please. Shout out to Just the Tea, please. Y'all made me laugh. Federal prosecutors are preparing to name alleged co-conspirators in sweeping racketeering case involving Sean Diddy Combs, related to charges that link the disgraced hip-hop mogul to an alleged criminal empire. Kind of know this industry. All Hip Hop has confirmed that the U.S. government plans to reveal the names of individuals who supposedly worked alongside Diddy in the illicit activities by March 7th, 2025, through a highly anticipated enterprise letter. So there is going to be a letter. This is interesting. Oh, my shorties, thank you for the 5 love. Shout out to you. It says, pay attention to who leaves the country. And we got the co-conspirators. Feds just gave them a heads up. Not smart on the Feds' part. Who's leaving the country? Ashton? Leonardo DiCaprio? Who? Who else? Did Ellen leave already? Let me know. Thank you, oh my shorty, for the 5s. Thank you, love. Thank you for supporting the channel. That's a good question. So, All Hip Hop has confirmed. So there's going to be an enterprise letter where it's a highly anticipated. The Enterprise letter will lay out the specifics of the alleged criminal acts, including dates, locations, and participants. Okay. All right. Diddy has been indicted for crimes that range from racketeering to conspiracy, sex trafficking, arson, the destruction of a car belonging to rapper Kid Cudi. The arson incident incident reportedly occurred in early 2012, when co-conspirators allegedly targeted Kid Cudi's vehicle by slashing its convertible top, and they put cocktails inside. All right, we kind of know these because we read the lawsuits. So let's see. I want to get to the Enterprise letter because I never heard about this, but apparently there's going to be one. And there's going to be about there's a talk of dozens of victims, 50 witnesses. If they prosecutors had that, if they really had it, it would be in the indictment. This is what Mark Agnifilo is saying in defense of his client. In fact, Diddy's lawyers want the feds to disclose the Enterprise letter much faster, asking for a February 1st, 2025 deadline. According to the defense, the postponement hinders their ability to prepare and adequately for the trial, creating a fundamental imbalance in the proceedings. The federal trial is slated for May 5th, 2025. So, 5 de Mayo, in 5 de Mayo, there's going to be a trial. All right? 5 de Mayo, there'll be a trial. I feel like I just made a rhyme. You said I would think, Kissamooch, I would hope that there would be a revealed thing. Now, hold up. Let me go back to this because this is the first time I heard of an Enterprise letter. And this is the only article that I've heard talk about it. Hold up. Now, let me see. I don't remember. They have released court documents, but there isn't a lot that are talking about this. Like, all hip hop is the only one. You would think that this would be something that would be like breaking news, but I haven't even seen the court documents talk about this. Diddy docket. I know you review a lot of the Diddy court stuff. Did you hear about this Diddy docket? Shout out to Diddy docket, y'all. Follow Diddy docket on Twitter. So this is the deal for those that are coming in. It's being said that federal prosecutors are planning to reveal co-conspirators in Sean Diddy Combs' racketeering case this March, okay? Federal prosecutors are preparing to name the alleged co-conspirators. Okay, ooh. The filing hit the docket late. It is there now. Hey, Diddy, do you have the filing? Do you think you could send it to me? I could check on my Twitter now because now I'm curious about this. And this is related to charges linked to the disgraced mogul. So the U.S. government plans to reveal the names of individuals who supposedly worked alongside Diddy in illicit activities by March 2nd through a highly anticipated Enterprise letter. Let me know if you can tag me because that would be amazing. Thank you, love. Shout out to you, love. Okay, you said email it, or are you gonna send it to me on Twitter? Let me know. Twitter is something else, yo. I swear. Storm, you said Rabbit. What's going on? Hold up. There's so many comments. Did I read what, Storm? I'm sorry, I can't catch up, girl. Let me see. Diddy docket. Yes. Thank you. Emailing you. Okay, cool. Thank you, y'all. I get a lot of emails. Don't be mad at me, y'all. I do. Let me see. Let me check my email right now as we speak because this would be hot off the presses. It's so hot. It's so hot off the presses. I'm checking my emails. Nothing yet. And I'm checking my Twitters. I only have one, so yeah. Nothing yet. Okay, we'll wait. Thank you, Diddy Docket. Thank you. All right. So what do y'all think? Let me know, depending as to whether he can keep away from the hot shots. Oh God. They would go to a country with no agreement to bring them back. Shortcake. If I was a co-conspirator, I mean, I would definitely be flying away. I would probably join the CryptoQueen and disappear And y'all can Carmen San Diego me for whatever you want. Like, you're not gonna find me. You're not gonna find me. Thank you. Sent. All right. That's what I would do, but that's just me. You're not gonna find me. You're not gonna question me. But see, I'm not Diddy, so perfect. Thank you, love. Thank you. All right. Ooh, oh yeah. I remember this. I did see this. So let me see if I can do a little enterprise letter. Yes, I don't know why I forgot to talk about this, y'all. So here it is. Pretrial motions. Given the May 5th, 2025 trial in this case, the government respectfully submits that the current pretrial motion schedule, will not permit the parties to raise the court to resolve pretrial issues sufficiently in advance. Okay, let me go right to where it says, while the defendant is fully entitled to request a speedy trial, that does not mean that he is entitled to demand a disclosure deadlines appropriate in these cases with significantly longer timelines. Accordingly, the government objects to any schedules, including that propose that the defendant requiring the government to make trial disclosures, including an enterprise letter. So I've never heard of an enterprise letter. I guess that is a thing. Sorry, y'all. I clearly have not followed a lot of RICO cases. So that is a thing. Now hold up. Here's the enterprise letter. The government's position. Consistent with the practices in this district, the government proposes filing an enterprise letter which is set out the specific acts, conduct underlining the racketeering conspiracy changes in the indictment approximately 8 weeks in advance of trial. So by March 7th. 2025, we should be received. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be public or it'll be sealed. With such a schedule, the enterprise letter will provide more particular notice of the specific objects of the charged racketeering conspiracy, including to the extent possible of the date, times, places, and participants for each racketeering act. Oh my God. He said for each racketeering act, they're going to include dates, times, and places. When I hear this, I'm clearly hearing more than one act. That's what I'm hearing. Let me know if y'all can hear me, because it said that oh man, I hope I'm not talking to myself. Let me know. Ooh, yeah, shit is about to get real. Translation. That's what that says. There's more than one. Okay, like, yeah. Thank you, because I'm having like a self-reaction with this letter, including to the extent possible the dates, places, we read that, will incorporate the court's ruling on the pretrial motion and will fully reflect the specific conduct that will be at issue at trial with respects to one count. Defense counsel proposal that the enterprise letter be filed prior to pretrial motions is contrary to the practices in this district and insufficient given the pretrial motions could impact the substance of the letter. Okay. And this is the defendant's citation to the Rainier case in the Eastern District. It's funny how he cites the Rainier case when Agnifilo represented Keith Rainier. Okay. And then I'm reading some of the highlighted parts just so I don't miss certain things. Unless and until the government is required to make trial disclosures, the defense will remain ignorant of the evidence it is required to meet. The result will be fundamentally a flawed trial. Hold up. Do they talk anymore about this letter? But to me, I mean, the contents of the letter, clearly there's going to be more people included. Clearly there's more than one racketeering act that they're saying. And I have a feeling that we're going to get more than what people are thinking. People just think that this is maybe the Cassie situation. I don't get the sense that this is just the Cassie situation here, y'all. There's going to be more to this. There is a reckoning coming. 2025 is the reckoning. Oh, my shorty, thank you for becoming a member. Love, shout out to you. Yes. Give me one sec, Chico. There you go. Angela, welcome for the membership. Thank you for becoming a member. He just has intimate knowledge of that case, I would believe. Yeah. So the feds have the police records and co-conspirators with the Kid Cudi arson. This is going to be interesting. Christine, thank you for being a member for 3 months, love. Shout out to you. Just the more they have on him. Absolutely. Hey, Chico, what's up?
Hey, bud.
Can everybody hear Chico? Let me know in the chat. What is up?
So how it sounds to me, I don't think they're going to be dropping celebrity names, y'all. I don't.
You don't think so?
No.
Why?
I don't.
What
How
do you mean?
that
What do you mean?
sounds is basically that they're finna, everybody that worked for Bad Boy and knew about it at Bad Boy is finna have their ass in court. Enterprise.
That's right. The whole organization.
Enterprise.
So if they got a Bad Boy check, do you think that this is like...
It's a possibility. Y'all got to think about it. Go back to, like I said, go back to Epstein's trial.
Mm-hmm.
What did they do? What did they do? If it wasn't for the book being leaked, we wouldn't have never known about those names.
Oh my God.
They sealed those names in court.
Christina Haran, I think that's her last name, the manager who's been mentioned. So anybody in the enterprise, basically.
Yes, they buried those names in court that they would never be released, but somebody unfortunately said, you got me fucked up, and released the names anyway, especially like the ones that chartered flights to Epstein's Island. I do not think it's going to be a list of celebrities, y'all. I don't.
So but what if their come up was through Bad Boy?
Then there's a possibility like Shine. I do think him. The other one, the one who he became a pastor, then went back to rapping, then went back to preaching. Him possibly. There's going to be a few of them, even probably Cassidy that gets called up. I don't think she's a part of the, actual crimes, because I do think she was a victim herself, but I don't think it's going to be big celebrities like y'all are thinking, like Mr.
Halo.
Yeah, and Mr. Z himself. I don't.
So Diddy Docket said, this is why we got you remember the Philip Pines lawsuit? There may be more who choose to become a victim to avoid being co-conspirators. Philip Pines was the employee who worked in 2021, who basically had to clean body fluids after the Wild King parties. Okay. So he was a party organizer, and he was also working with Bad Boy at that time. And this was during COVID. He said that he got COVID or whatever because of his cleaning of body fluids. So this is the point that I had made when we talked about the Philip Pines lawsuit. I said, this is going to be interesting, because we're going to see a lot of people that are filing lawsuits who might have been employees of Bad Boy to basically knowingly know that they're going to be named in this as co-conspirators. And so they're filing themselves as in civil lawsuits as victims to kind of take a little bit of that weight off of them. I thought the same thing too, Diddy Docket, when I talked about Philip Pines. And I said, I don't know, something about this sounds weird to me. Like, you're buying over here dildos for parties, and what was that? There was the superpower dildo. They're all kinds of sex toys. Yeah. Okay, that's what they were doing. And he was cleaning body fluids.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he's finding the lawsuit saying that he was a victim too when he was working for Bad Boy.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of them. That's why I'm surprised Gene is still talking. Because if I was Gene, I would shut the fuck up and go sit my ass down somewhere. Because, sir, you're lucky you're not behind bars. You and Wolf's dead, so we can't put no crimes on Wolf. That man is 6 feet deep, unfortunately. I do think that was because of Diddy ass, but between Gene and the other one, I can't think of his name right now.
Harv,
yeah,
Christina. Like, there's others. Stevie J, because he's also under Bad Boy too.
He was a producer. That's correct.
Oh my
I
god.
think it's gonna be employees of Bad Boys. I don't think it's gonna be like artists like, J Lo, unless they were absolutely signed and, like I don't think it's gonna be like that because like I said, look at how they did Epstein case. They went out their way to cover those names up.
Yeah, and we still don't have, even though like Epstein didn't do this by himself, and the only guy
No,
that mad him. Like, you guys, what about everybody else on the list? Like, what are they
another
doing
one,
with this guy? Like,
Weinstein. They never
yeah,
released the name in Weinstein's case. Another one, Crosby. They never released all the names in Crosby's case. Y'all have to look at it like that. I do not think they're going to be releasing these celebrities' names. I don't.
what about the co-conspirators and the witnesses? Like, what about his kids? Do you think that, the oldest kids especially?
Oh
Um,
yeah, especially was I don't. If you want to know the truth, and this is my opinion, I really don't think Quincy was about that life. I don't think Quincy Jr. was. Now his other son, was Sean Jr. Is that his name? The one that's
King?
got a lawsuit against him right now
Yeah,
for the
King
same damn
Cone.
thing.
There's King, and there's another one. I forgot his name. Yeah, but anyways, there's two of them, and they're like adult age at this
Yeah,
point.
I don't
Justin.
think Quincy because Quincy didn't spend a lot of time with Diddy like folks think. He spent a lot of time between his mama and his real daddy's house too. His real daddy wasn't alienated like folks think. Um, but that other son, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Christian and Justin are the two sons.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, it's I don't know, because I mean the other one has a lawsuit. I don't know if they both do. I think it's just one of them that has a lawsuit where they're alleging that he had assaulted somebody too at a boat. I don't know if you remember this, that she was like working and serving and doing everything. Um, damn, damn. This is bad.
It is for him and his mama too. Don't forget his mama. Do not forget his mama. Diddy's mama. Diddy mama in this too now.
You think that Kim Porter knew a lot of this too?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
definitely think him knew a lot, but you can't tell secrets from a grave, unfortunately. And we don't know if any of the books, we don't even know if the real book is out there or not. We don't.
Uh-huh.
Look,
Absolutely.
look at how folks have tried to claim, no, this is the real book of Kim Porter's, and we got it from yada yada. Yeah,
Yeah. Hold up, let me see something. Storm says, "Know who you're talking about, lack of research." What are you talking about, Storm? We're just giving commentary, Storm. Thank you for coming in here and letting us know how you feel. Okay. Shout out to you. Okay, so if celebs are in the tapes with Little, they will name and possibly prosecute. This is way larger than Epstein. Bill, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it is. Do you think this is way larger than Epstein at this point? 'Cause I don't know if it is to that extent.
I think it's on the same level. I don't think it's larger.
Yeah, and then there was another bodyguard. Thank you, baby.
I think Epstein was a monster too.
I think there. I mean,
And here's the thing, Epstein got away with it for years. You had the government try him, was convicted, and this man used to go home on the weekends. I don't know if y'all remember that. He could leave jail on the weekends, go home, write a script, shoot a movie, and then go back to jail.
right, pretty much. I mean, they had it all set up for him.
They had it set up. So I don't know.
I don't know, y'all.
Just know watching these cases of these celebrities when they get in hot shit, I don't. Very rarely do you see other celebrities get balled up into it and wrapped up into it, and very rarely do you see bigger names released than who's already attached to it, like Diddy.
Right.
If they did, like say, uh, Mr. Carter, if they attached his name to this, oh, that would be completely different than how the government has been doing because I've never seen them do that.
Do you think that Jay-Z will be a co-conspirator in this?
No,
I don't think so either.
he has too much money. No. That man is a billionaire. That's why, just like with the child situation, unfortunately, that boy is never going to get an answer.
But
He's
why
not.
do you think, like when Spiro said that he's not friends with Diddy, to me that was like the biggest public fu you could ever throw, because I feel like, well, he doesn't have to be friends with Diddy, but like he did associate himself with Diddy. I think that there was a way in which they were trying to gaslight a lot of people for us to kind of be like, there's no way he's associated with Diddy, this just happens to be an event he was there. But I mean, what do you think about that?
Look at my face. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop the cap. You're just distancing yourself from the case, and you're distancing him from the case, because I'm sorry, don't y'all remember? Y'all are the only ones that can call each other Sean. Remember? So, but y'all are not friends. Okay. All right.
You can't. We can't call each other Sean. They can. Two Sean.
Right, right. But y'all are not friends. Y'all don't know each other. Y'all only see each other in passing. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. No, I don't think he's going to be named in it. And unfortunately, with these lawsuits, I'm not here to take away from the victim at all. I wasn't there. I can't say for sure if she did or if she didn't. I don't know. But that woman is going to have a hell of a fight in court against him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But you know what's so crazy is that what people don't understand is that there have been many lawsuits that have been filed against Jay-Z and Epstein. There was a lawsuit, this was many years ago, and it didn't get no media attention. This one has it. But there have been lawsuits. If you guys go back and just get your little Pacer account and go look and see how many lawsuits have been filed by Jay-Z, by people just representing themselves, that they have made allegations and the judge literally threw them out or didn't even hear them. Like they just threw them out. There's a lot of people. But now we're in this new era, in this new age of like, we're going to listen to everybody. And so it makes me wonder, well, what about the other people that had tried to file and were silenced one way or another? We don't know.
No,
We don't know anything, you know? And that's not to create misinformation about different things. It's just to let y'all know that there have been lawsuits. That's a fact. There's lawsuits out there that have been filed and that have been deemed frivolous, or they just get thrown out and they don't get heard. But now we're listening. If this 13-year-old Jane Doe had filed a lawsuit back in when this happened in 2000, allegedly,
it would have got buried.
It would have gotten buried.
It would have got buried.
Let's keep it 100. It would have gotten buried. Nobody would have heard about this lawsuit.
No.
Okay. The lawsuits that are coming in about Diddy right now, whether some, and I get it, some of them are going to be not real, because I do believe that some lawsuits are not real, that they're fake, and some people are just following, they're after whatever compensation. You're going to have people that are going to lie. But the lawsuits that are now being filed, that should have been filed in the early 90s, mid 90s to early 2000s, those lawsuits right there, if they had filed them at that time frame, would have never been heard in court, because there's many out there that have not been heard in court that should have been heard in court. That's the thing that people don't ever want to talk about and don't ever mention. Right. Yes, you can get caught up now and talk about all this and everything, but the reality is that people weren't paying attention to these people back then. And if a 13-year-old came out, that would have been a buried lawsuit. Just like the one with the Mark Echo. That would have been a buried lawsuit too. Yeah. The young man that was assaulted at a Macy's department store. There's a police report on it. Okay, he was assaulted and all of that shit went down. That would have been a buried lawsuit in the early 2000s. I don't care what anybody says. It's the truth. It's not that these people didn't want to come out. It's just that they couldn't have been believed back then.
No, because you would have had people like, shout out to Jill. I don't know if she's here, but you would have had people like Jill come in and fix the situation and smooth it over with these magazines. Because let's be 100, how we used to learn is through these magazines and, watching the late night shows and stuff like that. That's how we would find out if, a celebrity was in trouble or something like that. So you had people like Jill essentially making it go away. But here's the thing. I remember even when I was like 13, 14 years old, I remember hearing about Diddy and how he would do. and that he liked them.
Me too.
I
Same thing with
remember
R.
hearing that.
Kelly. I was like,
Yes, same thing with R. Kelly. I hate to say this name, but same thing. I've heard some things about Snoop. I know a lot of people don't want to believe that, but I have heard some things.
mhm.
Not to say it's true. I don't know. Wasn't there? All of this is allegedly, so let's put that out there. But even like when Diddy basically got away with murder. He got away with murder. They did not charge him with murder when all of those people died at the Stampede, when they were overfilled to the max because he had that party. They were overfilled. The fire marshal was shutting them down, telling them to get people out. People ended up getting trampled, killed. He was on trial and got
Yep.
a slap on the wrist
Yep.
and had to pay out some lawsuits. That was it.
Yeah.
This man literally murdered people. And if he got away with it in the 90s, in the early 2000s, in the late 2010s, I truly feel like if it wasn't for that Cassie video,
We wouldn't have.
none
And
of
people
this.
didn't believe Cassie at all. Right,
No.
Night Charm. It was the original Astro World, if y'all remember
Yeah.
Astro World. Pika, thank you for the $5, love. Shout out to Pika. Now, let me tell you something that Diddy Docket just said. You guys remember this lawsuit stands out to me the most. There's the two male lawsuits. This one was one of them. So Macy's got served because the person, the John Doe, was assaulted. He was working for Mark Echo, and I think I used to wear a lot of Mark Echo. I love Mark Echo. And I still have a lot of Mark Echo stuff in my closet, y'all, believe it or not. He was assaulted at a Macy's, like, I guess, storage room. I don't know if you remember that lawsuit. And then afterwards, it was because he was assaulted by Diddy and his employees. They were trying to promote Sean John at the time at Macy's. This is when Sean John was huge. And so they were kind of competing with each other. Well, Diddy didn't like any competition. So he assaulted the Mark Echo representative. Mark Echo representative had an apartment paid by Mark Echo. After that happened, his deal got cut off. Everything got cut off. All right. So he files a police report and basically got fired from his job, and then he wasn't allowed at the Macy's property anymore after that. So Macy's got sued. That's what I'm saying, is that if this John Doe had filed a lawsuit earlier when that had happened to him, they wouldn't have believed him. They would have shut that shit down because he got fired. And not only did he get fired, he wasn't allowed at the Macy's property, even though he reported the assault to the security and he reported the assault to law enforcement. So yeah, there's a reason why, like, some of these lawsuits are legit. To me, that spoke to me. And I don't know. Yes, that Mark Echo one. So Macy's, thank you, Diddy Docket, got served. That's amazing.
It is amazing, but I've said this previously, and you know I've said it. I think it's quite funny how now things how the tides have turned, and now all of a sudden they're going after celebrities like big time. I mean, yeah, they went after Cosby, yeah, they went after Bill, and all of that, or R. Kelly, but now it's ramped up more, and I keep trying to figure out why. Why
Yeah.
all of a sudden now? Because back 20 years ago, our government I have my thoughts. I think some of our government officials was doing the same damn thing and was a part of some of these parties, and that's why they turned a blind eye.
Yeah.
And I think some of these people are finally waking up and being like, oh, no, I don't want no parts in this shit, because if I get attached to this, my whole career is gone, yada, yada. But then again, I mean, look at Matt Gaetz' ass. He's still around, so there's that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know. But I don't think it's going to be celebrities named in that. I think it's going to be employees of Diddy. I'd be surprised. Maybe I'll say like Z-list, W-list, XYZ list celebrities that may get listed, like celebrities from back in the day. I
Like
don't think
Stevie J.
yeah, I don't think it's going to be like Mr. Carter or the Beyonce's and all. I don't think it's going to be that. I don't.
Yeah. Now, do they have their own shit going on? Probably.
Yeah, I
It'll
don't put
get
it past
revealed at
them.
some
I
point.
don't put nothing past them. I don't.
No, I
I
don't.
don't like them. I'll be honest about that. Y'all can come for me or whatever. I don't care if you're a Beyonce fan or not. I don't like her at all.
Mm,
I ain't never
mm.
liked her. Or I ain't never liked Jay-Z. Everybody's like, oh, the blueprint. Y'all can have it. Y'all can label him the GOAT. I'll stick with Tupac, Biggie,
Thank you.
Eminem, and all of them. Y'all can have him. I'm
And
straight.
Tupac was not perfect. Let's get
No, Tupac wasn't perfect, but then
not at all.
he was speaking on stuff that should. It's crazy now how conscious rap is starting to make a movement. That when Tupac was doing it, it was a threat against our democracy. Apparently,
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
him basically telling how it is to live, poor compared to people that have money, or loving your mama, or Brenda got a baby. That was actually a true story. What a lot of people don't know, he made that song off a true story. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't know where a lot of his songs came from, which came from the heart.
Yeah.
I mean, Biggie did too, but ain't nothing like Pac. I miss that dude. But then again, I think if he would be alive today, I would think.
What would he be like? What would he speak to? Like, I wonder, because I
Right.
feel like what he spoke to was a lot of the things that he saw, and some of this, like he said in the song, some things never change. Some
No.
things never change. They just evolve, but it doesn't mean that they change. Like, they get
Right.
worse. But the concept doesn't change. It
I don't,
stays the same.
I don't know if he would fit well in today's
I
society.
don't think he would.
I don't think he would either, especially with these young rappers with no respect for
No
nobody.
respect.
I don't think he would be okay. His spirit wouldn't be okay. Because my spirit isn't okay with half the shit that goes on in this world. But I don't know. I do hope everybody is prosecuted to the full extent. I hope everybody gets their damn karma, and to the victims, I'm sorry y'all had to go through that. And I'm sorry, didn't nobody believe y'all for years.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't nobody go through that.
Right. Very
But
true.
hopefully they'll all have their day in court. I do feel like some have attached themselves to this case, as I do feel like some of them are lying. I'm not gonna say all who, but I do feel
No,
like some are lying.
I think that that's just part. I mean, it has happened where we've had lawsuits motivated by the Me Too movement, and it does happen that it's found out that they weren't being honest. And I think that's, we have to be realists about those situations. You know what I mean? Like, we have to be realists that there are going to be people out there that may not speak on, they see an opportunity, and that's okay to recognize that. I don't think it hurts anybody. It's
No.
not about whether you don't stand with the victim. It's just recognizing that there's going to be some people that are going to be dishonest in this process.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think we've seen that with even with some of these lawyers. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just hope everybody gets their justice in the end. And I do believe Diddy need to sit his ass down for life forever. He should never see the day of light with what he has done to people. Because I absolutely do believe the stories of what he has done. Like I said, I heard about him when I was a little girl.
Absolutely.
And
And
no, he absolutely needs to disappear forever.
right. Well, we shall see. We shall see how the outcome is. We'll see.
Yeah, we shall. But y'all have a good day, y'all. Thank you, Rabbit, for letting me
Thank you,
come up. But y'all
Chico.
have a good one. I'll see y'all later.
Guys, check out Chico's channel. Chico, hold up, Chico. I'm like trying to pull. You can go down, Chico. Thank you. I think Pika has dropped the channel. Thank you, Chico. You guys check out Chico's channel. Shout out to Chico, yo. Drop some hearts for Chico. We all love you, Chico. You know that. Thank you. Chico's Corrupt Chronicles is the name of the channel. Check her out. Thank you, Ada, for the $5. Y'all are amazing. All right, y'all. I'm not going to keep you all day, but shout out to everybody for being here. Thank you guys for having like this conversation with me, like the first Sunday of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys maybe later, maybe not. I don't know. It depends. I'm kind of tired. And I don't think I got enough sleep last night, but shout out to you guys. You guys have a great one, and hit the like button. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye. Oh, guys, and also weather warning. Hold up, Tingle Tits. I didn't want to forget this. That's why I put your comment up. There's a lot of weather warnings. Y'all stay safe. Stay safe in the weather because apparently it's a huge thing happening. Yo, you guys, call your relatives and make sure that they're safe, okay? Shout out to everybody. Tickle Tits, I lost your comment on the weather. But there's apparently tornado warnings for certain areas. Please be careful, guys. Stay inside. Be careful and take care of each other. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye.